Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, Executive Editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with another in our series of sequels and prequels. I love this series particularly, and there's a whole playlist of them, which I hope you will go and look at. I actually will probably put it at the bottom of this video, if I remember, and so that you can find all of them. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful way to find pieces of music that you're going to like based on other pieces of music that you already like. It's a very logical chain of thought, I think, here. So in these talks, what we do is I find a piece of music and I give you another one that's audibly based on it or derivative of it, or that it precedes the more famous one. And so it's just a lot of fun to do these. I love doing these talks. And in this particular case, we're talking about the sequel to the Pastoral Symphony of Ralph Vaughan Williams, or Rafe Vaughan Williams, if you want to say it that way. I mean, the Pastoral Symphony is so, so beautiful. It's not anything like Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony. It's different as can be, but it's equally pastoral. It's based on the modalities of English folk music exclusively, but it's mysterious and brooding and intense, and oh my gosh, it has, quiet power was, I think, the term that Donald Francis Tovey, the great British music critic and writer and performer and scholar, he said massive quiet power, and it has this sense of enormous power. It was actually written in 1923 or so, or 1923 in the 1920s, yeah. Or based on Vaughan Williams' memory of being stationed in France during World War I. It's war music in a way, but it has no violence. There's quite a bit of dissonance, but it's soft dissonance. It's really just a lovely, lovely, lovely work. Let's leave that there for a moment, because the piece that it audibly influenced, hugely, was Portuguese composer Joly Braga Santos's Third Symphony of 1949. What am I saying? Yeah, 49. So, 20 years or so, 25 years, a quarter century later. And Braga Santos was heavily influenced by the modal music of composers like Vaughan Williams and Respighi, and you really hear it in his Third Symphony. You really, really hear it. And in order to show you how much you hear it, I'm going to play you the scherzo of Vaughan Williams' Pastoral Symphony in this Naxos recording with Keys Buckles and the Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra, a very fine performance. And then we're going to hear the Braga Santos scherzo as well from his Third Symphony. And let me tell you, there are no themes in common, but the style is so obviously derivative. It's not a curse word, derivative. It is. It derives from Vaughan Williams, and in the best possible way. It's the kind of imitation which is the sincerest form of flattery. So here is the scherzo of the Pastoral Symphony. There you go. Lovely, wonderful music, isn't it? And now, let me get this out with the Portuguese Symphony Orchestra, conducted by Alvaro Casuto, the Third Symphony Scherzo of the Joly Braga Santos Symphony Number 3. You know, they're both the third symphonies of each composer, too. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, here you go. Cool, huh? And just to make myself absolutely clear, I have created a mashup where I jam the two pieces together, phrase by phrase, and you're going to be amazed at what happens. I didn't have to change anything. I didn't change the key. I didn't change the pitch. I didn't change anything at all. I just took the trio section of the Vaughan Williams, the part that goes da 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 ba ba da 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 that you just heard, and I mixed it with the trio of the Braga Santos, which is da 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 dum ba da dum bum ba dum ba dum. Well, you'll hear for yourself. I'll just shove this up here. It's a mishmash, right? It's a mashup, so I'm mashing them up. Here you go. Isn't that amazing? I don't think there's any better way to make the point, is it? I mean, Braga Santos is a really super composer. He really is. He's a wonderful composer. We're going to be listening. We've already listened to some of his music here. We're going to be listening to more. I promise you that, because it is incredibly worthwhile, even if he had his inspirations, just as all of us do. And there's not a bloody thing wrong with it. So keep on listening, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care.